Hello and welcome to my second ever YouTube video. So this video is a mashup of the 15-minute drawing challenge and the 3-mark challenge. Now I did sort of blindfold myself and mash up all of my markers, which was, I was really sad about it 'cause it took me ages to figure out how to organize them, and then pretty much as soon as I did it I was like, oh, but I'm gonna do the 3-marker challenge. But that's alright, the things you sacrifice. Now, I did actually, I thought I recorded that, but I hadn't, so you're just going to have to trust that I did not know what I was picking when I picked them. So the 3 I picked were Muberry, Khaki and Cyan, and I had no idea what I was going to draw when I first picked these. And then I kind of got really stressed about it, thought, oh, I'm going to draw a person, I want to draw it kind of the way that other people have, which is a really serious drawing. And then I kind of thought, but why? Why does it have to be like what everyone else has done? I could just draw what I want to draw. What do these 3 colours actually say to me? And when I stopped trying to make it fit into a category of drawing a person, then I very easily came to the conclusion that these colours said cactus to me with the little, flowers on top. So that's what I decided to draw, and obviously that's what I'm drawing here. Now I didn't draw from a reference, I kind of just drew from in my head what a cactus looks like without making it look rude. I was trying really hard to make sure that it wouldn't, and I think I succeeded. I don't think it looks rude in any way, and it is obviously, it's a very basic cactus, it's not like a phenomenal work of art or anything. And then here, see, this is the point I start doing all the little pointy bits, sprongs I think is the other word, and then I remember that the paper I'm using, the pen doesn't dry as quickly as it does on the paper that I usually use. And when I go over it with the markers, as you might be able to tell in a couple of these, it kind of smudges it a little bit. So I kind of stopped doing that and realised I should do that kind of at the end. Now I do have a timer on, and the timer did include drawing from pencil and pen and then up to colouring it in. So I was constantly looking at that timer, and that kind of did add a layer of stress, but I think it also meant that I kind of just had to go with it. Like I couldn't really think too hard about it. So it's more like the flowers on the end are more of a representation of what flowers look like on a cactus. And whenever I've seen them, I've just more been looking at the bright colour rather than the actual formation. So I think it works to that extent. Like I think you look at it and you think flower, you don't necessarily think, oh yeah, that is this flower. But I mean, drawing doesn't always have to be 100%, oh yeah, this is exactly what this flower looks like. It's more, because you are only ever drawing a representation of what something is. You're not actually drawing, whatever that thing is. And I think for that, this is successful, as in you look at it and you kind of know it's a flower and you know it's sticking off the end of the cactus, and that's kind of the point of it, really. Hope that makes sense. Now I really do love these markers. I love the ink. Like, I mean, just look at those colours. They are 2 particularly bright colours, obviously the Cyan and the Muberry. It's odd because if you look at the pack for the Muberry, it's actually kind of more of a deeper purple, and then it comes out this very vibrant pink, but then it does also dry to be a little bit darker and a little bit more natural looking, which I don't think comes across with this lighting. That's the best I could do. Now the reason I actually picked this paper to work with was exactly to get this effect on the cactus, because I don't know if you ever really looked at a cactus, but there are lots of sort of lines on it, and because I only had 15 minutes, I didn't want to have to go through and draw all the little lines. So I thought, okay, if I use this paper and then go sort of very quickly with the pen without trying to blend it in, then I knew that it would leave this sort of streaky mark. And normally I fight against leaving that because that's not the look I'm going for, but it actually worked so much in my favour with this. And this paper is actually, it's the paper that you're supposed to use for the Windsor & Newton paper, so that works quite well. I have to say, I mean, I don't think this picture is by any means like the best thing I've ever done, but it was it was really fun and it was really freeing. And I spent ages trying to figure out what I wanted my first drawing on YouTube to be, and there's just so much stress and so much pressure, and I almost ended up not doing it at all. And I didn't really want to carry on going like that. I want it to be fun, and I want it to be something I do, well, for fun really, and that's what this picture is about. It's kind of reclaiming just doing it for the process of doing it, for learning new things, for kind of just having fun. Sorry, I keep saying that, but rather than it having to mean something or having to be a really intricate piece of work that I spend hours on, you know, it could just be something that I do to draw and to, I don't want to say to have fun again, but I can't think of another term. But, and I think for that reason, it's a successful drawing. I mean, it doesn't by any means look like any sort of masterful piece, but I think, you know, you get the idea. You know what it is. You know it's a cactus. You know they're flowers. You know that's a vase that it's in. And my initial idea was like it was in a glass vase, and then it had like a plant pot in it, but because I could only use the 3 colours, I was kind of scuppered because I had wanted to do that. In my mind, that was kind of like a brown, and if I'd have had more time, I could have obviously put the colours together, maybe like the brown and the green and the blue, and it might have worked, but I was pretty much running out of time at this moment, so I just did the little more sprongs with my white gel pen, which I think is allowed. I'm assuming it's allowed. I hope it's allowed. And then I just lightened up the flowers, and here I was so close to running out of time that I did start to really panic. So yeah, but as a kind of just a free, nice little drawing, I did enjoy it, and I think I am gonna, obviously I have, if you're listening to this, and I have put it on YouTube, and well that's it there. And I think my time has just gone off now because I kind of jump a little bit. But thank you for watching, and goodbye. Yeah.